In this video, I'm going to go over two swing characteristics that are major causes of low back pain associated with golf. So if you've been experiencing low back pain while you're playing golf or even after your round of golf, make sure you watch this video to see if you exhibit either of these two swing characteristics. What's going on? I'm Joe Robercheski, a licensed physical therapist and strength and conditioning specialist who specializes in helping golfers get out of pain, improve their mobility, and get stronger so that they can play their best golf of their lives. And in this video, like I said, I wanted to go over two swing characteristics that are major causes of low back pain associated with golf. I'm sure you may have possibly experienced or well know that low back pain is one of the major issues among most golfers, including professionals. And so low back pain, if you're experiencing it, can really ruin your round or affect even how you're playing, or maybe stop you altogether from playing golf. So the last thing that we want to experience is obviously low back pain. Now, there may be lots of reasons as to why you're experiencing low back pain, but there are two major swing characteristics that are associated and have been correlated with low back pain among golfers. Now, the first one we're going to go over is early extension. This is very common among amateur golfers and can be seen very easily in a down-the-line view. So one of the best things that you can do is, if you take a lesson with a golf pro, I'm sure they've taken videos of you, or if you don't take a lesson with a golf pro, just set up your camera and just set it up down the line. So just behind you, just like this, you want to make sure that you get your whole body in the video. Now, in early extension, there are a lot of reasons why you may early extend in the swing. If you haven't seen my video as to test yourself if your ankles are the cause of why you're early extending, I'll link that up above. You can go ahead and watch that video now or after you're done watching this video. But the ankles are one potential cause as to why you may be early extending. Another reason why you may early extend may be due to the fact that you do not have adequate core and glute strength to maintain your posture throughout the swing. But before we go any further into that, what is early extension so you can recognize it in your swing, okay? So like I said, you want to get yourself in a down-the-line view. So just like this, just behind you, set up the camera so you can see your whole body in the golf swing. Now, when we swing in the golf swing, when we're going to come up into our backswing here, and if we were able to, we could draw a line straight down from the ground up through the edge of my backside and up to the sky. And ideally, I should be able to maintain contact with that line throughout my entire swing, basically through when I'm at impact and finishing my golf swing. Early extension is when your hips thrust closer towards the ball, and what very commonly is said among most golfers is that you're lifting your head up, basically. But what's really happening is that you're not lifting your head, is that your hips are thrusting forward towards the golf ball, and very common inconsistencies that occur, especially for a right-handed golfer, or any golfer really, is that you'll block a shot out to the right for that right-handed golfer, or you'll do something with your hands to fix it, and you'll end up hooking the ball to the left, and just vice versa if you're a lefty, right? So that is pretty much early extension, and if you do not have the adequate glute and core control to maintain your posture throughout the swing, you're going to end up standing up, or may potentially stand up, and result in some of those inconsistencies. Now, what happens in early extension is that as we're swinging and we're coming down and we're standing up, we're putting a lot of force on some of those structures in the back. And usually it's not just one occurrence that causes low back pain. It's multiple occurrences over time that end up resulting in that. And if you're like most golfers, you're hitting buckets of balls during the week at the range, you're playing hopefully multiple times during the week, and if you're doing that on a consistent basis, day in and day out, you're just creating that long-term change through some of those structures back there. Now, like I said, there are a multitude of reasons why you may be experiencing low back pain. But again, early extension has been correlated with low back pain among golfers. Now, the other one that is very big in terms of low back pain associated with golf is a reverse spine angle. This one I would say is probably the most common cause or correlated cause of low back pain associated with golfers. Now, for this, if you want to record yourself, you're going to want to face on view. So just like this, you're going to want to have the camera facing you. And again, you want to be able to see your whole body in the swing. But reverse spine angle is basically when we're coming back into our backswing and we're leaning towards the target, say this way, right? So as you can see, I have a reverse spine angle. My spine is pointing towards the target. Now, what's happening when we do that is we are really extending and stretching a lot of the muscles on this trail side here, okay? And the big issue is what happens is when we have to return back to the ball, from here, we've got to do a very forceful side bend and usually bending forward to get to the ball of how we want to, ideally, right? And so if we, again, do that repeatedly, day in and day out, where we're putting a very big stretch on some of these muscles over here and then quickly and forcefully torquing our body to close down and bend this way, again, over time, that can cause some issues among some of those structures, commonly on that right side of the low back. And since most golfers are right-handed, it's very common to find that most golfers have a right side of low back pain. So some causes as to why you may be doing a reverse spine angle is that, one, you may not have enough pelvic mobility to turn and rotate backwards this way, okay? If you don't have that mobility, a real easy way, your body's just going to fight around that. And you know you need to get into your backswing, so what's it going to do? It's going to just stretch all throughout here and bend back here. Same thing's going to happen if you do not have enough torso rotation or mobility through your mid-back. If you're lacking that mobility, you know that you need to get back here, right? So if you know that your body needs to get into this position, basically, but you can't turn, say, through your hips or your mid-back, what are you going to do, right? You're going to lean back because that's an easier way to do that. And then lastly, if you're just lacking hip mobility itself, we need to have a sufficient amount of rotation among our whole lower quarter here, especially our hip. So if you're lacking hip rotation and you can't turn into that hip, again, if you know that you need to get into a position that resembles this, your body's just going to go around any limitations that you may have and just get into this kind of position, which is very common, okay? So those are some really major causes as to why you might perform or might have a reverse spine angle in your swing. There are other reasons as to why you may have a reverse spine angle in your swing, but those are some of the most common reasons as to why you may have a reverse spine angle in your swing. So hopefully this video was very illuminating in helping you see why those two major swing characteristics are causing or could be a cause of low back pain associated with golf. Again, there are a multitude of reasons as to why you may be having low back pain during or after your golf round. But again, those are two major swing characteristics that have been found to be correlated with back pain in golfers. So if there's anything that you can do to improve your body's ability to avoid experiencing those two swing characteristics, not only are you going to feel better, but most likely you're going to have more consistent and play better golf, which is what everyone wants ultimately, right? So again, hopefully this was helpful. If you really like what you saw, I would really appreciate you to like the video down below. Hit that subscribe button because there's going to be more videos coming out to help you with your low back pain, specific mobility drills, and just overall strength so you can play your best golf on and off the golf course. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, make sure you go check them out. Check out my channel. Please go ahead and do that. And if this was really helpful, I would love if you could share it. Let me know down below in the comments if it was helpful or if you need clarification on anything, and I will definitely get back to you and answer any questions that you may or may not have. But other than that, keep working hard, keep striving for excellence, because when you feel great, you golf great.